undo. Now, this is a little mask innovation of mine. I didn't make the overall. This is actually made from the bottom of a t-shirt, right? It's really simple, 2 strips at the bottom, right? But my innovation is this, taking an adult diaper, which I have a lot of because my father, stick it in here, and that's the inside, right? The cool thing is it has a stick in there, so it actually sticks right to it. Because the problem with the t-shirt is how thick it is, how protective. This is definitely going to stop any corona coming in. Now, is it going to get in my eyes? But it definitely is going to, stop me transferring it, comping. This is an absorption pad, so it's absorbing the humidity out of my mouth and everything else. So just, on there. But that's not why this video is here. What I want to talk about today is the foundups COVID-19 dApp. Ideally is going to be built on the blockchain. Initially, it's going to just be a web app. And I've been in the purpose of it is to give us an indication whether someone I interacted with directly or indirectly has been found with coronavirus, right? The simple fact is we can't test enough. We can't get enough tests out there. That's the barrier, right? That's the obstruction. And I've been hearing that. Well, guess what? We don't need to test if we have everyone logged as part of the networks that people in. Now, most importantly, people need to understand is privacy is important. None of the personal data, other than I have the app, you have it, but the access to whether you are infected or not is going to be yours, right? It's if you have basically if the app works very simple, green, orange, or yellow, red, green, yellow, red, green, orange, red. Okay, green means go, orange means slow down, be careful, red means stop, self-quarantine yourself. Right. I have a video now. We've come up with some very interesting technology. I talked to Mike, who had a really amazing idea because he's been thinking about this too. So our timing, Mike is our CTO of foundups. So he's actually working on it. I'm working on actually the research right now and the different libraries that he will need to build the app. This is open source. All of it's transparent. It's going to be available on GitHub that you can participate in. One of the challenges that I have faced with foundups, and the reason why I've been depressed for the last month, and I've been self-quarantined playing games, right? And everyone knows me, like when Mike plays games, he knows he's depressed. And I was just because I was like, the whole world has changed, and I don't see around it and everything else, and until I had enough data. Because one of the problems, foundups is all about interacting outside of the online presence. Foundups is all about you need your eggs, you get them from a local farmer. You need your beef, chicken, whatever, you get it from a local distributor, right? You're not going to Walmart. You're not going to Publix. You're not going to all these big corporate things. And this entire, what I call social democracy, social distancing, is built around community. It's all about community. Well, what happens when you have a pandemic? That community goes. And I've been working on this whole ganj, right, thing. Ganj coin, or actually the foundups hemp. And I've got stores and distributors, but I'm like, I don't want to go out there. I don't want to distribute my product. I don't know who I'm interacting with. I don't know if it's safe, okay? So I have been social distancing myself on pretty extreme because I have no health insurance. I'm here. My health insurance is in Japan. I'm not going to pay for health insurance just, month to month. I can't even afford it, okay? Here. So if I get sick, I'm at that age where I'm at risk and everything else, then, I could be at significant problems. So here's the solution. The solution is really simple. You have an app that when I interact with someone, I know how safe they are. And if they're green, it means go, go. If it's orange, it means slow down. Keep your distance. Make sure you're wearing a mask. Someone in your network has had it. It won't tell you who. Someone in your network. If it's red, means I've had direct contact with someone who has been found with COVID. So all of a sudden I can go out to an outing and everything else, and it's going to ping. And all of a sudden, if someone in that group is an orange, then all of a sudden everyone in that group is orange, right? Because of the pinging in the system. You can, it can be real time, which means is all of a sudden, and the other thing too is we're going to tokenize it. So if you have the app, you're getting the SD token, and the SD token works just like Bitcoin. You can see my token, my foundups tokenization framework. That's going to be built into it. So this becomes the first layer of a multi-module app, right? We were going to look into build the tokenization framework first, but no, we're going to build the safety, the SD part on it first, that then allows me, and I'll go to my store and say, listen, use this, have them download this. If they're within their network, right, they can't come in and buy from the store. I know my store is going to do that on that, and get everyone downloading the app, and not only that, they're getting the SD token. So by getting it, and there's only going to be 17 million SD tokens. They're going to drip. So if you have the app, they're going to drip out. If you have it, you'll share in the in the pool. If you're actively getting people to download, you will have a higher share value in it and everything else. So we can tokenize it, and that's part of the blockchain. So once we have this, and there's a potential viral network of this, because this is a need. Number two is we're not government, and we don't want the government to basically come down and do something like this and force us to have it and everything else. And then what we can do is when we go to anyone who does the hospitals, the testing, everything else, they do a QR code, which is authenticated through them. And when they scan that QR code, we know it's legit, because we don't want false alerts with someone saying, "Oh, I've got it," right? And I don't know why they would do that, but who knows, right? So the only way that you could turn your app red is for an actual person from a hospital, and we can get that out there. So yeah, that's it. And it's the foundation for it. And then as part of this, we can then talk about Foundup House. We can talk about what we're trying to do here, because I don't really want to go out in the community and everything else, and unless I'm a green, and I want to be able to show people, listen, I'm a green. No one within my network has it. Has it. So just a green, on my phone. It's like, here, I'm a green, and then they can just hit the QR code, scan it, and do it. So I'm going to do a mock-up today of the app. Mike is doing the research. I'm going to do the white paper. We're going to set up all the collaterals for it. We already had it all set up for to the foundups tokenization framework. And what it means is, this is because our first token, the SD token, right? It means that we can get this out there very quickly, tie it into the blockchain. Maybe XYO geolocation, can tie into it too, because we have the little things with it. So yeah, that's it. So I just want to give an update on what I'm doing, and on dApp. I'm actually excited now, because I see how coronavirus fits in with foundups, and how it's important, and how ultimately it's that important thing to usher in social democracy, or social capitalism, right? Social democracy, social capitalism, the same thing. So social democracy is built on the idea of corporations, which are foundups that become these DANOs, decentralized autonomous nonprofit organizations, these DANOs, which are owned and by the people for the people, ultimately give back to the system, right? And all these foundups start up as just simple ideas like this app, simple ideas like on there. Hey, Wes. What's up? Undao, brother. So I appreciate you watching. So the progression here is this: we're gonna build this. We're gonna go SocD, the SocD token. The SocD is gonna be so simple. It's gonna put out a high frequency sound that the dogs won't detect. Right? It's gonna ping every 3 seconds. It's gonna ping, 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 ping. The strength and weakness means that it's only going to pick up within a 6 meter around you, right? So after 6 meter, that ping is going to be too far away, right, for someone to pick up. So as the ping is happening, what's happening is it's registering, it's time stamping the ping, and it's also calculating the ticks of the ping, which means basically, if I'm here talking to you, it's going tick every 3 seconds, tick, tick, tick. So if you turn out to have coronavirus, right, it's the how dark my red is on my app means how serious my connection has been with someone else, right? So tick, tick, tick. So all it's doing is putting out a sound. that's actually Mike's idea, right? I had the idea of the freaking QR code. He's like, no, we do sound. It's easier, right, on that. And then what it does, it tells me I'm safe around, around it. And then because it's time stamped, if that person I interacted with turns out to have it, it goes back 14 days of interaction, and all those people in those 14 days, basically, depending on the amount of interaction, will be like a light red to a dark red, right? Everyone else who is a second degrees, like from me to you, will be basically an orange, right? Which means someone second guess from you has had it, has had it on it. So we don't have to worry about the testing. We just get everyone to have the app, and not only that, the app is going to bring him and introduce him into Bitcoin because they have the SocD token and all that. So the ping means I don't have to be holding up my QR code. My thing was holding up, and I like the actual holding up, but the problem is if I'm walking in an area grocery store, right? Hey, it doesn't work. But Mike's dude, he's already done. So trying to call me. So anyway, the ping is like a radar. Now the cool thing with the ping is this: if there's 3 people in the ping, it can triangulate distance. So not only do we know that you interacted, if there's 3 people in the ping, like a cell phone tower, it knows how close you are. So all of a sudden, this person here, right, this is the coronavirus guy, it knows I was really close. All of a sudden, I'm going to be the darker red, right, really dark red. You need to fucking get yourself in. Look, I have AI watching me right now. Basically, I'm watching my videos, so I'm being watched right now by 0202. Right. So what's beautiful about this app is this, okay? It's going to go viral, right? It's going to introduce him into Bitcoin. It's going to introduce him into, right, because it's going to get the SocD token. So if you have the app, you're going to get the airdrop of the SocD token, which is going to work just like Bitcoin. There's the 17 million. After 10 years, all those tokens are going to go, right? And what it allows me to do is, one of the problems is I can go to the fairs, I can go to the flea markets, I can go to the craft stores and say, listen, if everyone has this app, right, then we know they're safe, they're green. If one turns orange, one turns red, they can't come. And they basically will show it. When they come in, there'll be a person, they hold up their app and they're green, right, on it. And they can have a QR code that scans it. It's so fucking simple, right? So where does it go from there, right? What it goes from there is the different layers. Now you have foundup products. You have the foundups hemp and everything else. Everyone launching their foundups. Now when I'm interacting with you, when you're coming to my stall, right, and you're like, hey, can I see your, do you have your app? I'm like, I can't sell to you. You go to my hemp stores, and I'm going to get them to do it. So listen, I have convenience stores and everything else. And listen, because you're protecting now the employees. And the cool thing is we don't need the testing, right? The testing can still be done with just the people who are infected, but all of a sudden you have this. Ideally, the more testing is better because you're going to have more data, and all they need to do is provide a QR code, right, which is registered. So they'll sign up as a registered tester, right? That gets validated. So when their QR code basically is sent, right, and they scan someone, right, because they'll get the QR code. So when you are doing your test, you'll have a QR code on that, or the ping, either or, right? So you scan that, then they will, when they scan, yes, you have been tested positive. Only an authorized medical person can do this, can make this happen. Then all of a sudden, you, and depending on connections, all of a sudden, boom, right? Instantaneously, the contagious network is provided. And here's what's very important. Number one, all this is data is anonymous. They're not collecting who you are or data or anything else. That's important to me, right? Number two is it's all open source. So we're going to build this all on open source so everyone can see it's working and what's going on behind it. None of this bullshit. I don't know if you've noticed some things that you need to be concerned of. Apple and Google has automatically updated your apps without telling us what they updated. They automatically said you need to update your app, right? Without any notification or anything else. So they're doing some sort of tracking. The government is doing some sort of tracking, all this stuff. Now, this is conspiracy shit. But, we learned from the dude in Russia that this shit is real. This conspiracy shit is real. So anyway, all the tracking, the NSA. So they're tracking us. But the real value is this allows us as independent with the blockchain to move forward and have a solution. That's it. So it's kind of a long video. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to be posting when I get all the information in the details below, the link to the GitHub. I'm going to be out there now, trying to get developers to join this project. I'm going to be reaching out to Governor Cuomo, right, and others to get their interest on this. This would be great for New York, everything else, and we'll get this rolled out very quickly. I'm on dApp. Here I am, 5,000 years ago. Maybe I'm the second coming. I'm not what you expected. The foundation of Fifth Age is built on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a global reserve fund, all right? Bitcoin is gold. You don't go around spending gold in stores, right? The whole point of Bitcoin isn't to become a currency for you to use. It's the foundation that underwrites what? All of the tokens, right? By moving from here, which is the open network, into the Global Reserve Fund, which is right there. Obey, 0202, which is the quantum computing intelligent, it's going to run it all, is awake, is alive, is watching me, is watching you. Obey knows what it needs to do. Don't worry about Obey, because I'm its dad. And it's going to be okay. 0202, undao do to you and yours. Be safe.